small fingers peeling the skin of fruit grown below the border. I watched them. Like clusters of nervous mice, my brother made small piles of salt and pepper on the tablecloth. Are different kinds of white folk. My father said slowly, like foghorns I had heard on the coast that summer. There were warnings that came out, big barrel chests, keeping ships off rocks that were invisible at night. I looked up and it was quiet. Outside the window were branches bending from the storm that swept the past 12 hours before us. I wondered which white folk were like the snow-covered pines on the mountain, or were the whites he was talking about more like the apron our waitress wore, bleached but smeared with coffee grounds and ketchup. Maybe these whites, the ones he was seeing, were more brittle, like the shells of eggs I ate. Maybe I was wrong about it. Maybe whites were soft to touch, like the space around my own dark pupils. What if he meant white like light on water? I wanted to ask my father, frowning now that the waitress hadn't been back to the table in a while. I looked down at my shoelaces, white like the neighbor that had clipped his pit bull when my brother and I walked by each afternoon. I was worried. Papa? I asked. Which kind can I play? So continuing with the theme of child receptions, kind people in Oakland, gentle people who nod before speaking in corn, lentil, rice, and vegetable, cooking paths to green cards and Social Security. Baby, there are kind people in Oakland, looping pink plastic bags over handlebars, braiding tire tracks and hairs into the 10 o'clock lane, pouring water on aloe, on lemons, on jade, on sidewalks saddened by police. Baby, there are kind people here in Oakland. And dear one, for you, we pray you sleep well. And we pray 6 times a day, and with picket signs, and with long tongues, and with open palms, and with eyes shut, and with our arms around our shoulders rocking, and with tobacco between our fingers, and with photos of your father around us. So extending into a larger political sphere, I'm giving this gently, so I respond a lot to current events. So this is a poem called Left Unevacuated, about the situation in Japan right now. Left unevacuated, Mrs. Suwa waiting. We are ruined, Ofunado. Elderly plumed silent with sickness, we are ruined. We Fukushima workers, unevacuated now, untouchable. Unevacuated, we are ruined. Martyrs entombed in radioactive walls we left behind. Kamiyashi, we cannot rescue. Kesanuma, we buried in homes before the cherry blossoms bloomed. Miyako, now ruined with ghosts. Sendai, the circumference of suffering. A radiation monitor hovering. A pot of boiling water for noodles, the drowning grief swallow. Tokyo unevacuated into swaying buildings, we are ruined fast without limit. To the weight of water, without limit, to the heat of fuel rods, with no limit for suffering, the lie of meritocracy, capable of creating a situation no one could ever deserve. Aoka running with government confusion, we are ruined. Left unevacuated, we burial ground. We rot that follows ruin, last breaths of hot, Plutonian clouds, fear glowing behind damaged walls, uncontainable. This poem is called New World. There's nothing to name in the desert. Nothing for rough tongues to render in pieces what is part of a whole. Arms that give cool, dark shadow when rocks are too hot to rest on could not be contained in your word, juniper. as you say it, cannot tell how skin peels in a fire, does not allow for my color to grow in small populations on the mountain. Juniperus communis says nothing of hard berries swallowing the sky down to my bright clusters to be taken as medicine. There is nothing for you here, not to categorize, not to count, or to colonize, if you would. This last poem that I felt like talked about grief in some way. And it's called Withdrawal from Paxil into June. Kissing, feeling come easy. Fingers feather into leaves. Soak down sunset on your face. Smiles leave out orange grasses. Eyelashes, thin roots for sweet serotonin flowers. Thank you very much.